Let's look at our next trend, humility, and we're going to start with a song.
Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way. Can't wait to look in the mirror when I get there looking each day. To know me is to love.
So, Alexandre, we just heard an extract from the Willie Nelson song, It's Hard to Be Humble. It is hard to be humble sometimes in the workplace. Is that right?
Well, Willie Nelson is so right. Honestly, without exaggerating, it's almost impossible to be humble at work because we've been told that we should impress people. We should hide our fears, our doubts, and some people, I believe, spend 60 to 70% of their energy on a day-to-day basis to kind of hide all that stuff. And so they only got 30% to do their job. So humility, it's a kind of place where you can find back all this energy. And I believe it's possible now to be humble at work because except Willie Nelson, if we look at politicians, for instance, we could say that politicians are not the ones that were the first to admit their mistakes and to say, I don't know. Mm-hmm. We have never listened to a politician say, I don't know. And now it's happening. It's happening because we are facing a pandemic that, yes, pandemic are not a new thing. It was even worse before. But pandemic in this context, in globalization, in the world we are living in 2021, this is new. And it means that the solution that could have been applied yesterday cannot be applied exactly the same way. So you got to invent new solutions to what is not a new problem, but which is a problem in a new context. And so it means that if you do not admit that you don't know, if you do not feel free to say, I don't know, you won't have your 100% of energy. And for sure, to face these unfaced problems, extremely complex problem, we will need our 100% of energy. So I love this stuff. And to come back to what Robindro has said just before talking about AI and about transparency, if transparency is absolutely mandatory to make AI as a real place in the workplace, because otherwise we won't trust AI and we won't be able to make decisions based on AI results that eventually we wouldn't understand. Transparency is key in technology. Transparency is key for human beings because I believe that people from a more societal standpoint, they are fed up to listen to people trying to pretend. So it's all about now, tell the truth. So this is it. This is where we are. Let's find something.
Great. Deborah, I want to ask you a question to follow up on that. In your book, Build It, you include a diagram that shares 10 things that that great leaders do. How does that relate to this concept of humility?
Yeah, it absolutely relates. And it's interesting because we wrote the book, gosh, over 2 years ago. And what we did is we went to our employees who were mostly millennials. And we said, what does a great leader look like? And it's all the things that you're talking about. So the top 10 things are things about being open and honest and communicate, own your mistakes, admit your mistakes, be human, all those types of things that relate into this whole concept of humility. And as you said, it's even more important now. I literally just got off another webinar I did for a bunch of leaders of a global company. And the picture I had on the first slide was of a lighthouse. And I explained that your role as a leader is to be that lighthouse, to be that beacon of light, to help your employees get through this chaos and challenge. And the only way that you can do it is by being human, you earn their respect, you earn their trust. I 100% agree with you. So I think it's important for you as an organization to understand what are the 10 great things at your company. So, you know, just because my employee said this, who knows what your employees say, might be slightly different.
Neely, I want to bring you in on this. You're based in the Netherlands. Do you think organizations in the Netherlands are ready to embrace humility at work?
I think it's always tricky to say something about an entire country, even though we Dutch, we are famous for being honest, perhaps sometimes being too honest. I think two things are probably important here. I think the first one is what's the culture inside the organization like? I think that plays a very important role here. Is it acceptable for people, as Deborah just said, to make mistakes? Is it acceptable for people to say, I don't know? So I think that's one thing that's very important. And I think something else that's important here is to take into account the cultural differences. Because between the different cultures, it's not necessarily as common to say, I don't know, and to be open about that. So I think those are two very important things here. To say something about the Netherlands anyway, I do think that in a lot of companies here in the Netherlands, people are not afraid to speak their minds and to indeed say, I simply don't know, or I tried something and it went wrong.
It comes, and you're totally right, Neely, with the ability to try things. And that's where we come back to HR mechanisms. If you just stick to what we've said and change nothing in the company's governance, depending on cultural matters, mindset, and so on, it could eventually not work. To make it work, you got to change, for instance, objectives management and the way you set objectives. And if during the annual appraisal process, media review, you set objectives and you push incentive for people that will take risk, that will try things, because it's one thing to say I don't know, but in a way, you got to try something, because we cannot stay just with this I don't know. And so if you encourage people to try things, even if they fail, but retry as far as they find a solution, you could really change the game, because it won't be only words. You can force change, because what will be recognized, it's risk. It's not security. It's not pretending. So it's got to come with a change within governance.
Because I agree completely. I think it has to be a change of a mindset, and it can be even something as simple as not calling it a mistake and calling it a learning moment. And I've heard that term before, and I absolutely love it. And I agree with what you said. I've started at my organizations recognizing people for learning moments. So sending them a recognition card saying, well done on trying this. It might not have worked for these 3 reasons, but I'm looking forward to you trying it again and figuring out another way to do it. So I agree, mindset and action will encourage those changes.
Brilliant. So humility was our second trend for HR in the workplace in 2021.